The Boston Celtics are one of the best teams in the entire NBA right now, with a record of 45-18, just a half game behind the Milwaukee Bucks for that number one seed. Just last night, the Celtics won a hard-fought game versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, in which the Celtics needed to win this game. Before this game, the Cavaliers were 2-0 against us, and everyone thought that they were our kryptonite. However, we did enough to bounce back and get into the win column with this game. With roughly 20 games left in the season, the Celtics have to be near perfect in order to stay within reach of the scorching hot Milwaukee Bucks, who are on a 16-game winning streak right now. The one seed is going to be so vital for the Celtics' playoff success, so we got to get back into rhythm here as soon as possible. In this video, I'll be breaking down the three major factors that led the Celtics to their first win over the Cavaliers this season. However, before we jump into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button if you think the Celtics can bring home banner 18 this season. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new, especially if you love the Boston Celtics. I'm going to be covering the Celtics all year long, and I also live stream every single game. So if you want to come and chill and watch a game with me, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on post notifications, and you'll be notified every time we go live for a Celtics game or even post a video. But without any further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So like I said, just last night, the Celtics defeated the Cavs in Boston 117-113 in a game where we went up by as many as 21 points. But the Cavaliers fought back multiple times and almost pulled off a miraculous come-from-behind victory. However, we were able to close it out at the very end and, stay within reach of the Milwaukee Bucks. At this point, every single game matters as we fight back for that number one seed. And in this game, there were three major factors that led us to this win. The first factor being Jason Tatum. Tatum, since All-Star break, has been in a major slump, and it was looking very slow in the first quarter as well. And Boston's fans were not really having another slow start for the MVP candidate. However, in the second quarter, Jason Tatum absolutely took over the game. In the third quarter, Jason Tatum scored 18 points going back and forth with Cavs superstar Donovan Mitchell. Jason ended this game with 41 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting 13 of 21 from the floor, and 4 of 6 from 3, just shy of recording a triple-double. Tatum refused to lose this game and once again proved why he is one of the best NBA players at such a young age. Many think he could be one of the next generational faces of the NBA, and last night he was amazing. He is also just 3 40-point games away from passing Larry Bird for the most 40-point games in a single season for the Boston Celtics. Now, moving into our second major factor, it was no other than Big Al. Al Horford was absolutely dominating this game and played a vital role to this win. Al Horford turned back the clock last night, and he was one of the biggest X factors in the entire game. Big Al ended the game with 21 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. But the amazing thing was he shot 8 of 10 from the floor and 6 of 8 from 3. Not only is Horford one of the best role players in the entire league, but he used one of the most important players on one of the best teams in the entire NBA. So Al Horford has been absolutely crucial to this Celtics team. Not only last night, but for the entire season, he's been, so important for our team. I also want to give a big shout out to guys like Robert Williams and Jaylen Brown as well. Rob Williams last night was huge on the glass, helping us get a couple of second chance opportunities. He ended the game with 11 points, 11 rebounds, and he also had 3 assists as well. And then you move on to a guy like Jaylen Brown, who, although he didn't have the greatest shooting night in the world, he was still very impactful. JB put up 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists while shooting 6 of 15 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. One thing I also want to note before we jump to our third and last major factor is the fact that Grant Williams got 0 playing time in this game. I feel like he's played a lot this year. I think he's missed 0 games all year. Maybe he's missed 1. But last night he didn't play due to a coach's decision, which is very interesting. We'll see what happens on Friday versus the Nets. But it seemed like Coach Mazzulla went to Sam Hauser and Mike Muscala to fill in those minutes. So I'm going to be very interested to see what happens here in the future. As we all know, Grant Williams is on the last year of his deal, looking to get re-signed. But hey, anything is possible. We got Gallinari coming back. Sam Hauser could fill in those minutes as well. So we'll see what happens with Grant Williams moving forward. But make sure you guys smash that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. like I said, we're going to be covering the Boston Celtics all year long, so make sure you guys join the family. Also, comment down below, who is your favorite player on the Celtics right now? Now, moving into our third and final fact that led us to such a much needed win last night was the way our offense played so smoothly and unselfishly. The Celtics had 5 starters get into double-digit points, and we really looked like we were finding the open man, finding the best shot attempts on every single possession. We shot 50% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. If you watch any of the Celtics game this year, you know that there's times where we can't hit shots to save our lives. And just a couple of days ago, we shot 21% from 3, and we got killed by the Knicks. And last night, we improved dramatically. Whenever we can shoot 50 and 50 from the field and the three-point line, it's going to be so hard to beat us. Like I said, we have one of the best offenses in the league and one of the best defenses in the league. And if you pair up a night where we shoot 50% from the floor and 50% from 3, that is going to be one of the hardest teams to beat in the entire NBA. And obviously, we got to sit here and give credit to the Cleveland Cavaliers who, listen, we did shoot 50% from the field and we did shoot 50% from 3, and they almost came back and won this game, man. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, the Cavs are a very scary team and one of the biggest teams I'm actually, kind of nervous about, man. They were 2-0 against us, now 2-1. Man, they're a really good team and one of the teams I don't want to play in the playoffs. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year. I do think we play them one more time, but we also led this game in free throws, attempted, rebounds, and assists. We played a great game last night. However, I will admit we need to be better closing out games. There's no way we should be blowing 20-point leads so often. We also need to stop turning the ball over so much. We had 13 turnovers compared to their 6. And that was a huge factor that led them to a comeback. So if we can just clean up the turnovers, maybe get a little bit more rebounds and pass the ball a little bit more. Before Marcus Smart first got hurt, he was passing the ball at an elite level, getting like 7 assists per game. And that number has really fallen off a little bit. So we need to make sure we get the passing up right. And we need to rebound the ball and stop turning the ball over. And we can be one of the most dominant teams in NBA history. As we saw in the beginning of the season when our offense was playing to their strengths, we had a NBA record-setting offense. I think our offensive rating was, top tier, so we need to get back to playing that level. But the Boston Celtics right now are building greatness. But that's all I have for you guys today. The Celtics got a big win, a much-needed win. But we need to ride this momentum on Friday versus the Nets. I love this team, and I believe Banner 18 is on the way, but we still have so much work to do. Guys, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Let's see if we can get this video up to 200 likes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.